Hey horror fans, thanks for joining me for this review of The Darkness on the Road. Cast and crew information down below. And I would like to say I'm going to have an IMDb plot for you, but apparently there is none on IMDb yet, as of yet. So instead, I'm going to revert to the press release that I have for it that I posted on promotehorror.com. And we'll take the summary from there. A single mother and her young daughter are driving on a desolate road in a moonless desert. After meeting a young female hitchhiker at a gas station, the mother realizes her daughter is missing. As they search for her, a merciless force begins to torment the two women, unraveling a world of terror they must survive if they are to discover the terrifying truth behind the daughter's disappearance. Alright. So, with that being said, you can imagine this is a new release coming out, and according to the press release, it will be out on DVD and digital December 14th. So, a little bit of bonus information for you guys there. So, I got the screener sneak peek of this, and I guess I'm a little ahead of the IMDb here. Hopefully something gets posted there soon, so more people can know about it. Anyway, yeah, this movie is one of those ones that's gonna be messing with your mind the entire time, playing with what you believe is real and what is fake. It's going to lead to, I guess, some jump scare moments, so there's going to be some of that, and there's going to be some bloody moments as well. Before I get into more specifics, again, no spoilers here, try to keep this as spoiler free as possible, since it is just coming out. Let me talk a little bit about what you're seeing here. The plot I just read kind of gives you the good gist of it, but this does, star a mother here, and hopefully I don't butcher her first name, but it's not Najarra Townsend. I believe that's how you say it. If not, I apologize. You may recognize her from several things, but to me, I will remember her by The Stylist, if you've seen that. If you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend you catch that after you watch this one. Apparently she is not afraid to get bloody, or be in some really messed up scenes, and credit her for that, both in The Stylist and here. But she does a really good job here, and so does her counterpart. Let's see if I can find her name. Her name is here. Leah Lauren, there we go. Who plays basically the hitchhiker that she picks up. Both these women do a fabulous job in this movie. Anyway, getting to the point here. Single mother, the daughter's in the back of this really old, beaten down car. Not the kind of car you kind of want driving on this kind of road in the middle of nowhere through a desert. But it looks like she's at her wit's end, and really struggling. Her daughter's on insulin. Her daughter might not be feeling that well. Certainly not up for a trip. I'm not sure if they mentioned where they're exactly trying to get to in the end, or the goal here. But that's not really going to matter. So again, her and her beaten up car or whatever has to pull over at a gas station. We know in horror movies, on a road in the middle of nowhere, gas stations, it's going to be creepy and nothing good is going to come from it. She's going to see a weird old man, then some other gentleman is going to come and help her in a very odd way. I'm going to assume that this scene had some foreshadowing, but I probably missed it, just because of events that happen later on. Again, spoiler free, I won't get into specifics, but I'm going to assume that I missed something there, maybe a clue. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Maybe there was a clue there, I don't know. But I'm going to assume so. Anyway, awkward exchange, creepy experience. And that's where she meets the hitchhiker. And the hitchhiker, where they kind of run into each other. And at first, the mother here didn't want to give, let's see, the mother here is Siri, and the hitchhiker is Iris. Okay, so at least IMDb has that. The mother Siri didn't want to give Iris a ride, really, to first. And, who can blame her? She's got her daughter in the car in the middle of nowhere, and especially coming out of this creepy gas station. Why would you? But after, failing to be able to start the car, the hitchhiker, Iris, kind of helps. And how can she not give her a ride after starting the car? So, to end up getting several miles away from the gas station before realizing the daughter is not in the back of the car. Obviously, this freaks out the mom. She unfortunately stops the car. Again, they're going to have trouble starting the car. And this is when the movie kind of just goes crazy. Apparently, another reason they stopped the car is because she thought she saw something cross in the middle of the street. Something not good. Something that, she's, again, not sure whether she saw or not. And not being able to start the car is not good. And then, she wants to get out and kind of just walk towards the gas station. That's really not going to work. And, being, spoiler free, just kind of thinking of what to say and not to say. I'll put it this way. Siri is going to be in the real world, and then she's going to be, I guess, in her own dreams, in her own thoughts, in another place. You're going to go with her. So the movie's going to kind of blur those lines a little bit. There might be some times where you're not sure where she is, if this is stuff that's happening in real time or not. If she's going to kind of snap out of it in the same place or not. Typically she's not. This is going to lead to a lot of awkwardness for Iris, in seeing kind of Siri go back and forth between the two worlds, or her visions and then the real world, and dealing with the situation in hand. But then again, you're going to see Iris also kind of partake in some of and see some of the weirdness that's going on. So it's going to leave you to really wonder what is really happening here. What is really real, what is not. I mean, it's, as you're watching this, you can kind of fairly guess what is, you assume is not real and what is real. But then again, there is what is real to them and what is not real to them. Obviously the two women are going to share what's really real in the real world, and then a little bit of coming, when Siri kind of comes out of it, it's going to have some effect on Iris. It dips into the bizarre a little bit. I'm not going to say it gets out there. I sometimes compare things to Rob Zombie when he gets way out there for whatever reason. I don't think it's going to get way out there. I think it kind of contains itself to a certain level. But again, like I said at the top, that it's going to lead to some jump scares in a not really a Conjuring kind of way, but in a way, and it's got a lot to do with when she's either going into her dream or coming out of her dream, and what's happening at that moment. Because you're never really gonna know when it is that she's going back and forth. I think they do a pretty good job of slipping her back and forth. And then, once you see her come back, I think you can kind of understand that they've made good points of her kind of like going away and coming back and so forth. It's a little weird to explain without giving it away and without you guys have seen the movie, because I'm going to tell you that even watching the full movie, I'm not completely sure of everything that happened. And that's fine as well. I don't think you have to see every movie and get a complete explanation to what happened. I think this one kind of leaves the door a little bit open to what happened, what didn't happen. Might leave it a little bit to your interpretation, but definitely had this person sitting right here a little bit confused. I will admit it. I mean, if you watch it and you get everything, you're like, hey, I got it. That's fine. Thumbs up for you. I'm going to say it left me confused. Not to say that they did anything wrong or that the movie is bad in any way, because that I'm just going to say I was confused. And I'm like, this being a screener and being a new release, I'm like looking for help. I'm like, who can help me out here? But nobody's apparently seen this movie, so I'm just kind of stuck in my what the hell did I just watch? What happened? Yeah, and like I said, sometimes that can leave people pissed off. I'm okay. I kind of figure if once some other people more intelligent than I watch this movie, I can kind of read some of those reviews and maybe it'll piece it together better for me. But again, that's okay. Or maybe it was not supposed to make sense. Sometimes those movies happen. But yeah, just a lot of wild, bizarre things happen. I'm always good on and always enjoy the bloody front, and there are a couple of good bloody moments in here. Like I said, Sirius or Najarra likes or doesn't mind being bloodied or in bloody scenes, and she's gonna end up in a couple here. Let's just say I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, there's one that kind of happens and happens and happens, and it's a little bit sad, but also enjoyable when you see the blood splatter and splatter and splatter. Yes, horror. That's being a horror fan right there. You can say I'm crazy or whatever, but that's being a horror fan, or at least a fan of the blood and guts. I know that other people don't care for that kind of horror, and that's fine, but I do. Yeah, she's gonna have a couple of scenes in this movie. There's another one where that happens kind of in the back seat of the car, and I'll just leave it at that. It gets kind of messy. And then the one that I just referred to happens in the front seat of the car. It's going to get messy as well. So yeah, there's some messiness going on here. And just, crazy stuff. So there's stuff that they're going to see, or at least series sees for sure. Whether it's real or not, that's kind of up for interpretation of the audience, and open for interpretation from even Siri herself and Iris, and whether it's there or not. It is interesting, a little freaky. The desert does get a little wild, with a nice lightning show and so forth as things kind of spin out of control. I think it has some good moments of tension and suspense, and definitely feel that angst for we got to get the daughter back, and how are they going to do so. But I will say the weird never stops. I can't spoil it, but it is there is a little bit more weird to come, and with what happened to the daughter and what's happening with the daughter and so forth. But I'm not going to say I kind of understood all that either, but that's okay. What else to be said? I don't know. I hope you guys can watch this movie, check it out, and not be as confused as I do. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it again. I don't know. Maybe after I've seen some other people read, and maybe if it makes sense to them or something. I don't know. Anyway, I do hope you guys check this one out. I'm going to give it 3 pools of blood. I can appreciate, what they did, whether I was confused or not. Like I said, the 2 women here do a very excellent job in the acting. And even the people at the gas station, they don't play as big of a role. But they are certainly creepy in their own right. And so I can give it, strong in the acting. It's not a movie that's solely based on the blood and so forth, but I did enjoy the scenes that they did have that were bloody. But it is high on weirdness and trying to mess with your mind and mess with her mind and mess with Iris's mind and mess with everybody's mind. As far as what is really going on here. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna give it 3 pools of blood, and that is out of 5. Again, that will be out on the 14th. Whether this review comes out before or after, I'm not sure, but it's December 14th is when this is due out on digital and DVD. I believe I said it at the top. Just say it one more time. On DVD and digital, yeah. So you guys hopefully give you something to check out. Definitely not a Christmas movie, but anyway. HorrorScoreReviews.blogspot.com is where you can catch more of my reviews, written ones for sure, but if you're just interested in the video reviews, subscribe to the channel. Like, dislike, whatever pleases you. Comment section is there if you want to comment on this movie. Once you've seen it, comment on my confusion. Tell me how brilliant you are and how confused I am. That is fine. Twitter, Facebook is there as well. If you want to talk about this movie, horror, if you have something you want me to review, good place to reach out to me as well. And I again am going to stay off long, dark roads at night that seem to be going nowhere. And I will catch you on the next review, horror fans.